Hi, I'm Mr. Tiger from Mr. Tiger Calculus. Here we're going to be looking at synthetic division. Now synthetic division, what it is really a shortcut for doing long division of polynomials, but we don't start off by teaching synthetic division, the shortcut, because really it only works for a narrow scope, certain kinds of problems. So synthetic division only works if what you're dividing by is a linear binomial. So that means you have to be dividing by something like x plus 2 or something like 2x minus 3. The highest exponent on what you're dividing by has to be to the first power. So it only works on problems like that. It wouldn't work if you're, say, dividing by x squared plus 2 or something like that. It only works if it's x to the first. So that's why we had to learn long division first, because long division works for any kind of problem. This is just a shortcut if you happen to be dividing by a linear binomial. So let's see how synthetic division works. We're going to take this trinomial, 2x squared plus 7x plus 9. We're going to divide it by x plus 2. So the way you set up synthetic division is we're going to put our coefficients of what we're dividing. So just the coefficients. We don't actually have to put the variables there. So our coefficients are 2, 7, and 9. Now, very important that 1, this is written in standard form, and this is written in standard form, and 2, you put any zero placeholders if you're missing an exponent. So this one went from an exponent of 2 to an exponent of 1 to a constant where the exponent would be 0. But if this was, say, for instance, x to the third, and then we jump down to x to the first, we would need to put a 0 placeholder right here. So be very careful on that. If you don't put that 0 placeholder, then you can easily zoom through this problem and end up with the wrong answer in the end. So always be very careful of that. It's in standard form and you have 0 placeholders where they're needed. Okay, so we have those coefficients for our trinomial, and then just to the side of it, I'm going to put it's kind of this little angled bracket, I guess, just to separate it. And what we're going to put here is going to be this number. So this is x and then plus 2. So whatever that number is, we're going to take its opposite sign and put it right here. So since I said x plus 2, I'm going to put a minus 2 right there inside that little bracket. Okay, skip a little space underneath those coefficients. We're going to draw a line. And then underneath the last one, we're going to put another bracket but facing the other direction. Okay, so this first bracket, the one on the top left, this is what we're going to be dividing by, or using our division for synthetic division. And then the bracket down here is actually going to end up representing our remainder. So here's what a synthetic division problem looks like. And to work through it, the first thing that you do is you always just drop down the first value. So we're going to take this 2 and then drop it down. It's going to be the first part of it. And then what we'll do is we're going to take that value underneath there, and then we're going to multiply it times this value up here, the negative 2. So 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. We're going to put it in this space right here underneath the 7. So negative 2 times positive 2, that's where I get that negative 4. We're just going to combine this together. So positive 7 minus 4 gives me 3. And then now I'll take that 3 and I'll multiply it times negative 2. So 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. And then I'll combine those together. Positive 9 minus 6 is 3. Okay, well here's our answer. So these values down here will be our coefficients. And then this number inside that bracket is going to be our remainder. So for writing our answer, your answer will always start 1 degree lower than what you were dividing by, or dividing into, rather. So we divided into an x squared, so our answer is going to start off with an x to the first as its highest power. So the solution will be 2x to the first plus 3 as a constant, and then this value is our remainder, so I'll put plus 3 over x plus 2, the original thing that we were dividing by. And that is what we'll get for synthetic division. And certainly you can check your answer by doing long division to see that this in fact would be the right answer. So this is significantly faster when we have linear binomials that we're dividing by. So that's synthetic division. Let's look at some more examples of this. Okay, so here we're going to take this polynomial. So this is a quartic polynomial, x to the fourth power. We're going to divide it by x minus 3. So I'm going to write my coefficients for my terms. So my coefficients are 3, x to the 4th, negative 1, x to the 3rd, and then skips from x to the 3rd to x to the 1st, so I need to put a 0 to hold the place of where the x squared would be. So there should be a 0x squared right there, and we put in 0 placeholders when we do long division also, so this isn't anything foreign. So put a 0 there for the x squared, and then we'll put 5 for the x to the 1st power, and then we'll put minus 1 for our constant. So x to the 4th, 3rd, x to the 2nd, x to the 1st, and then our constant. Always double check that before you start going through synthetic division. That is probably one of the most common mistakes I see when I'm looking at my students' work, is forgetting to put in those 0 placeholders, and when you do, it really, really messes up the problem. Okay, so there's our coefficients. Out here, outside that bracket, we're going to put the opposite sign of this number, so it's a negative 3. That means I'm going to put a positive 3. Draw my line, and then put my remainder brackets. So here's our problem setup. Okay, so to work through it, we'll drop down the 3, and then we'll multiply. 3 times 3 gives us 9. So we'll put that line underneath our second column. We'll combine like terms. Negative 1 plus 9 is 8. And then I'll multiply. 3 times 8 is 24. And then combining like terms, 0 plus 24 is 24. Now 3 times 24 is going to be 72. And 5 combined with 72 will be 77. And then 3 times 77, I'm not sure what that one is. I'm going to type that one in. Okay, so 3 times 77 is 231. And 231 combined with negative 1 is 230. So 230 is going to be our remainder. Now to write our answer, we divide it into an x to the 4th, so that means our answer is going to start off with x to the 3rd power. So this will be 3x cubed plus 8x squared plus 24x plus 77 plus our remainder over our divisor. So there's our solution for synthetic division.